Hey guys, how's it going? Behind me, we have the 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ. This is a $150,000 all-electric SUV. So the real question is it worth the price tag? Let's go find out. The Escalade IQ is not a small vehicle. It's actually almost 19 feet long, and in comparison to my Rivian R1S, you can definitely tell it's a larger SUV. This also is the Midnight Steel Frost color, which I really love, and it has like that matte finish. But yeah, let's talk about what my favorite feature is of this car, which is the doors. So this actually has a power open and close feature for all of the doors where you basically can press the button and it will just automatically open. It also has sensors. So if you are in a tight parking spot and you're parked next to other vehicles, it will open and adjust accordingly so that it's not hitting whatever car is parked next to you, which is a huge bonus. And when you're inside, you can obviously use the screen to open and close them. But one of the coolest features as well is, yes, you can obviously shut the door yourself, or you can just hit the brake. All right, let's talk about the frunk life, shall we? This is actually crazy. This has one of the largest frunks I have ever seen. It's so big that it actually has a little table that you can pull out so that you can easily get your stuff out of the frunk. It has this nice little locking mechanism too, so that you're not like, accidentally pulling it out. But it's pretty cool. And it has a little net, so you can put stuff under the net. We also have an outlet right here, which is really nice. And here's the really important part of when you're doing maintenance on an electric vehicle. Where do you put the windshield washer fluid? This also has 24-inch wheels, which is the largest that they've ever had on an Escalade. Okay, so how do we open the trunk? Obviously, you can open the frunk in the trunk with these buttons. But there's also a feature if you turn on in the settings that if you just walk by and stand in the back, it will open. This also took me way too long to figure out, but if you press here on the logo, it will also open. That's pretty easy. Since this is an electric vehicle, obviously you have to charge it. So here's the charge port. Give it a little press. If the vehicle's unlocked, it'll open up. So I like that it has this little button right here, which you can use to close it. Also, if you're gonna be fast charging, you can take this out. And what's also really great is you are able to charge at some Tesla networks. All you have to do is use the adapter. So what's really crazy about this is the range. This can actually get up to 460 miles on one charge, and that is thanks to the 200 kilowatt hour battery. I haven't even charged it yet because, well, I haven't had to. But I did plug it in just to see what the charge experience was like. I'm also filming this where it's really loud and there's a lot of planes, so I think that is the perfect opportunity where we can go inside and talk about what's happening in there, because there's a lot. Look at this. Oh, another really great feature, I've got this little rail I can step up on. Okay, come on inside. All right, so now we're inside the Cadillac Escalade IQ. First impressions, I'm absolutely blown away by this 55-inch display. Also, I really love the interior of this vehicle. I really like this tan. It kind of is a nice like combo with the blue. The features that I was first drawn to were actually, well, obviously I am a big cup holder person, so I'm glad that it has two cup holders. It also has cup holders right here in the back, which we will get to, which is nice. You can just push them out, so like I could technically use the cup holders in the back, but anyway, it has two wireless charging docks, one for obviously the driver, one for the passenger. But what's special about these is it has ventilation, so there's actually cooling that's happening while you are charging. A lot of the times, kind of wireless charging in general in these vehicles, my phone actually gets too hot, and the charging is also just really slow, so I actually love that feature. Another bonus feature is that this seat actually has a massage built into it. So in the center here, we have this little screen that is kind of the control center. You can get your camera, you can do auto park assist, you can control the climate, you can control the chairs. And like I said, here is the option where you can get a massage, which is pretty crazy. It also kind of has like a little haptic feedback. So when you press it, it does like a little vibrate, which is cool. So we can do a massage for the driver as well as the passenger, because who doesn't want to have a massage while being in the car? It also does have a heating and cooling option, and it's actually located on the side of the door, so you can actually just press the side of the door for like the cooling or the different heat options. You also adjust the seat here in the door. I will say the fan did seem a little bit loud. I usually just have it on like a 1. Obviously, the higher up you go, the louder it's going to be, but the 1 kind of seemed loud. Another thing it kind of took me a little bit to get used to was shifting gears. For this, obviously you put your foot on the brake. It is electric, so you don't have to turn anything on, but you have to pull the gear shift towards you before kind of putting it in drive or park or neutral, which I feel like I'm not used to. I don't have to do that in my vehicle, so that was like an extra little, oh, don't know if I love it. Probably makes sense for safety. I really wanted to take this on a full proper road trip because this is the absolute best road trip vehicle considering the range and the storage and just how premium this is, especially with all of the entertainment and things that you can do in this vehicle. Fortunately, I didn't have the opportunity, but I did get to take it for a bunch of drives around Los Angeles. Obviously, the hands-free driving is only available on some roads. What's cool is in the steering wheel, it lights up. And whenever the Super Cruise hands-free driving is available, it will be green. So I think that's a really nice feature because I was really overwhelmed at first trying to figure out how to use it, but once you get the hang of it, you're like, oh. Another thing I really like is the audio is very good in this SUV. It's standard to have a 19 speaker studio system, but it's actually upgradable to 36 speakers, which is wild. It has these nice speakers in the headrest to kind of give you that like immersive sound. I love having good cameras in vehicles, and I have to say these cameras were really, really good. You have the overhead 360, which I love for parking. Probably can't park without it. You then obviously have another overhead option where you can do the front, you can do the back, you can also do the sides if you're going to be parking. And speaking of parking, there's a feature called arrival mode that you can put the vehicle in, which is a 4-wheel steering feature that allows the vehicle to move diagonally. This will be helpful if you're maneuvering in tight spaces, or you can just do this really cool crab walk. For the rear view mirror, you have the option to use a camera or just a regular mirror. Personally, I found myself using the camera the majority of the time. What's also really cool is there's also a night vision. So this is going to add thermal imaging, which is going to be able to detect pedestrians and wildlife. Because, I mean, yeah, cameras are great, but having like that thermal imaging, I feel like adds a whole new layer, which is pretty great. We do have this massive panoramic fixed glass roof, which is very nice. I got pretty warm when it was hot here in LA, so it is really nice. Maybe a little warm, but it does look good. There's so much happening on the screen. I haven't even gotten to investigate all of it. This does work with Google Assistant. You can also connect your Alexa. You can hook up to your Spotify, your Amazon Music. You can do Waze. You do have a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is really, really nice. You can control the ambient lighting. Ooh, Aura. These are nice. I haven't even messed with the lighting yet. This car is basically built with entertainment in mind as well for your passengers. So there's a lot that you can do when it comes to the entertainment. But what I thought was really cool was I've obviously been the driver, and when I was driving people around for the first, I don't even know, way too long, I didn't realize that the screen over there was something that they could see, but I couldn't see. So if they are watching entertainment on that side, it privacy screens it so that I'm not distracted as a driver. So the only way I would be able to watch what's happening on that side is if I am in park and I'm not driving, which is a pretty good safety feature. Obviously, since this is an electric vehicle, you're able to find local charging stations nearby. You're able to see what's compatible with the Tesla. You can have all of your charge information. You can also use it from the app. The Cadillac app is super, super useful. There's a lot of information and also different ways of which you can find charging. Now for me, I love that the Rivian and Teslas, they have dog mode because I do have a dog and sometimes I have to run in to a place and leave them unattended for a very small amount of time. And it comes up on the screen, you know, my pet is cool, whatever, warm at this temperature, which is really nice. You can't necessarily do that with this, but there is kind of a workaround. So from the app, I was able to control the climate, even from the car, and it'll say that the climate will stay on for 60 minutes. Almost forgot, we didn't talk about the center console, which I just realized I had a cloth the entire time to clean the screen. In the center console, we obviously have some outlets. We have 3 USB-C as well as 1 HDMI, which you can use for the front passenger screen. And we also have a cigarette lighter, which feels old school, but kind of necessary sometimes. Okay, should we check out the back? Okay, welcome to the second row. It's kind of crazy back here. We have our own screen, which is nice to do all types of settings, but each passenger will also have their own screen where they can both connect an HDMI. I actually connected my Nintendo Switch 2 and I was playing Mario Kart. People are like, what about the lag? I mean, yeah, you're gonna get what you get, but honestly, it was pretty great and I would rather have that than not have that. Now you can watch shows. You can honestly do so many things on these screens back here. You can watch YouTube, you can watch Hulu. You can browse the web. You can also do the vehicle status if you want to just look at the vehicle status all day long. You can connect headphones, or if you're obviously parked and, you know, hanging out charging, you can use the cabin speakers. It also has these nice armrests. There are some features in some of the Cadillacs where the armrest turn into like a little tray table. I don't have that feature in this version of the vehicle, which I'm a little sad about, but that's okay. I do really like the captain chairs. I feel like it makes it easier to get to the back seat, which, you know, people have a lot of questions. How spacious is the back seat? Well, let's see, shall we? So being a passenger in the middle seat is great because you can put your leggies up. This seat isn't all the way back or all the way forward, and I do have a decent amount of space. We also do have a USB-C back here, which is great, so if you need to charge. There's also this button, which I believe is going to fold the front seat up. And there's a little pull tab right here. Well, it will flip up the seat so you can easily get out. Very nice. I haven't done that yet. That makes it really easy to get out from the back seat. All right, so we're in the trunk. Pretty spacious, not too bad. Now for me, considering I do have a 3-row passenger vehicle and it's literally just me and my dog usually, I always just have these seats down for more storage. I will say what I really like about the back row is that you're able to fold them up and down, whereas the middle, you could only fold them down and you have to manually put them back up. We also do have a charge port back here as well. And let's see what we've got going on underneath. Ooh, we got all types of stuff. In the back underneath, you have all of your charge cables conveniently located in this really nice little storage bag. You also have an air compressor and a tire repair kit, which could possibly come in handy. Welcome to the trunk. It's pretty spacious. It's not really all lying flat unless I'm doing something horribly wrong. And of course, you obviously have this center here, which is like open. So I don't really know if you were like, I'm gonna camp in this thing. I'm sure there's a way. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe that'll be my next video if I can get some more time. I had the absolute best time driving this around for the past week. I 100% would make this my primary vehicle if it wasn't so much money. But I can see why it is because there's so many incredible features and it is literally the most premium and luxurious vehicle I have ever driven. So let me know in the comments what you guys think and thanks for hanging out. Bye.